Good afternoon, Abe. This is Jessica Peterson from Peterson SEO up here in Chico. Thank you for speaking with me earlier today and accepting this free video. So today we're going to talk about 3 things that you can start applying today to start generating those leads organically and converting to jobs every single month. So we're going to talk about citations, content, and backlinks. So let's start with the customer's journey. When a customer has a problem and needs your service, they're not going to search for your company's name because most of the time they won't know who you are. They're going to search for your service, and they're going to use terms like water damage restoration, Sacramento, or something similar. And so your business needs to show up online for each of these searches. Now, Google's front page has 3 different sections that a business can be in top positions for. The first section is ads. Those could be cost per click ads or they could be local service ads. Typically, about 10% of people will click on those ads. The next section is more important. This is your Google Business Profile section or your map pack. Your goal here is to be in the top 3 of the map pack for your area for each of your services, because nearly 30% of people who search online will go straight to the map pack and won't go anywhere else. They'll call these 3 businesses. So if you're not one of them, you're sending all of your customers to your competition. Now, there are many factors that go into ranking these business profiles. These are profiles you don't just want to create, set, and forget. You have to optimize it and then continually do so every month. This is very fluid and continually changing, so you have to keep it active. Um, One of the top things that is going to get you into this top 3 position is something called citations, which is like a directory listing. So it's simply listing the name of the business, your address, phone number, and website, and listing those in a bunch of those directories like Yellow Pages, Yelp, Glassdoor, Better Business Bureau, and even your social media profiles are citations. It's really important that you have a lot of those citations and that you have more than your competition has. Um, Having a lot of citations all over the internet sends signals to Google. It tells them that you're a legitimate business, that you're active, tells them who you are and what type of customers to send to you. So you need to have a lot more. Always have to have more than your competition. And typically, according to Google, the top 3 generally have at least 150 of those citations or directory listings. And because you're not in the top 3, um, I would assume you have much less. So you're going to have to get a lot of those. And I did jump over to your profile. Looks like you only have 4 Google reviews. You definitely need to work on your reviews. You haven't added any images at all. So you need a lot of images. You need more images than your competition. You need to fully optimize this profile with questions and answers and weekly updates. Okay, so now the third section of Google is the most important section, and this is your organic section. This is where 60 to 70% of your customers go when they're looking for help. They'll skip everything else and come right here. So when your business is not one of these websites, you're losing out on all of those customers. Now, in order to get into this top 3, your website has to be properly built and optimized to be able to capture that. So Google does not rank websites based on their appearance. It is based on content. Content is key, and you need a lot of content. You need content and pages for every single service you offer. It looks like you have several, but then you kind of sum things up. Fire restoration and cleanup services. If you're doing water damage, if you're doing mold or um, any of that stuff, they need to have separate pages. You need to target the keywords related to those services with local keywords, the keywords people are searching to get help for those services. And when I talk about content, we're talking about a variety of content. It could be your images, making sure your images are saved with your business name. It does have your business name, but it doesn't have any of your keywords. And keywords are what people are searching. So you have to have your keywords attached to every image. And then your written content. The written content is huge. You need a significant amount of this written content. And not just any generic content. It needs to be written around those keywords. Your homepage should be a summary of the different services you offer, as well as your company. You need 150 words for every keyword you target, and every keyword has to have an exact match repetition of at least 3 times on a page to get picked up at index so you can rank for it. Your homepage really needs at least 1,500 words of content. Good content that your customers resonate with, that they'll understand, that they relate to, not just generic information. So you definitely have to work on your content and your keyword strategy. And because you're servicing multiple areas, you also must have service area pages for each of those major services. That way you can target each service in each area you serve. Okay, let's go to your top competitor. Top competitor is for water damage, not for your other services, but water damage, is ServPro. Sorry about that. Is ServPro. And they are a franchise, but they're definitely beatable because you're not competing against the whole franchise, only the specific locations, and they only service. Sorry. They only service a couple zip codes. So you service a wider area. Their hands are tied. They can't make adjustments. Oh my goodness. They can't make adjustments to their page. And so you are at the advantage. You can write better, you can add more, you can do a keyword strategy, and support your website with SEO. And then you'll start ranking and getting those organic jobs. So if we look at this tool, it tells us how your website performs. We can see here your website has a rating of a 0.5 out of 100 in Google's Trust Flow, which tells us that Google doesn't trust your website. That has stuff to do with the content of your website, but more so the power you're sending to your website. Your website can't work without power, just like your power tools don't work without power. So backlinks is how you're sending power to your website, but not all backlinks are created equal. This is a popularity contest. They have to be relevant, do follow backlinks. So it needs to be related to your type of services. It's basically like other companies saying, hey, this is a great company, Google, you need to promote it. Okay, so you have to get these, and you need more than your competition. And then because you don't have a whole lot of content or content built around keyword strategy, you've only been indexed for 16, and you're only getting one person to your website. So you're missing out on a ton of jobs, especially with all the diverse jobs you offer. If we look at your competition, we don't care how their website is performing. We only care about their location. And they're not doing any type of SEO, but because of how powerful that website is, it is helping them to rank for those 39 keywords. And so they are ranking on the first page of Google for all of these water jobs. So now, if you take each of these tips I have provided you today, your website has the opportunity to be ranked in the top spots in Google and get that organic traffic and more jobs every single month. I hope this information was helpful to you. If you have any questions or need help implementing any of these tips, feel free to reach out and give us a call. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.